Hey everybody, it's Ava here and I live in my car. However, right now I am in my office. As I've mentioned in some of my other videos, I don't actually spend that much time in the car other than driving and sleeping, so I'm usually out and about and I make better use of my time that way. In a previous video, I discussed reasons why I like living in my car. That was a few months ago, so now I've spent even more time living in my car, and a number of other reasons why I prefer living in my car have really risen to the surface and kept me really enjoying this lifestyle. In my original video, I mentioned some of the more obvious reasons, such as the money saved and the freedom, but there are many, many more reasons, and today I'm going to discuss a few of those. These are super important reasons though, they're not secondary. I appreciate them on a daily basis and it makes living in my car really rewarding and something I'm going to keep doing, I anticipate, long term. So the first thing is that there are no pests or rodents in the car. I've lived in many places, and this is more of a problem with older houses or apartments. Certainly the newer ones, you won't have this, but I lived in an apartment in New York that had mice. I moved to a different apartment in New York that had cockroaches. I lived in an old farmhouse that had lots of mice that could not be gotten rid of. My most recent house had ants, which was not as bad as mice, but it was still something where I had to put out traps. I had to see them, I had to deal with it, and I really didn't like that. In the car, I never have that. Occasionally there'll be a bug that does get in through the door, but I can get rid of that, and the car is newer. You don't have to worry about an infestation of anything. The second reason is that it's easier to clean up. When I had in a house or an apartment, I would let things get kind of messy, and then by the time I had to really do a deep clean, it was a big mess and would take all day to do. In my car, I obviously don't have some messy bathroom to clean, I don't have to clean the kitchen, I don't have a refrigerator to clean, so I just keep things pretty organized on a day-to-day basis, and I never feel like I'm living in squalor or like a big mess is piling up on me. Living in such a small space also makes me have things more organized, and it feels good to live in a state of having things under control regularly. The third reason is that I can eat out without feeling bad about it. When I lived in a house, I felt like I was obligated to cook and use the kitchen and try new recipes and things like that, which cooking is definitely a great skill, but I didn't like the pressure to have to cook. Now I can eat really well because I have my choice of a lot of good restaurants. I can eat healthily, and I don't feel bad about it either because I'm saving a lot on rent and it's the most practical option for me. I am interested in trying a camper stove or cooking at my office, but in the meantime, I don't really have to feel bad about not cooking. Also, when I did live in a house and I would get takeout, I would usually end up paying for delivery fees. I would be too lazy to go out and pick it up myself, and those fees really added up. I would notice that the cost of the delivery fee and tip could really double the price of the meal, and I always did feel kind of bad about that, but I would do it anyway. The fourth reason is living in my car actually makes me feel a bit less frustrated when I'm stuck in heavy traffic or stuck at a drive-thru or a line that's taking a long time. Living in my car, I'm prepared to entertain myself in the car, so I have music, audiobooks, and it's a place where I feel comfortable, so I'm not just running an errand and then want to get home as soon as possible. If I do end up stuck in the car, it's no big deal. I have all my stuff with me, and I just feel more relaxed about it. The fifth reason is that I can do things more on the fly. In the past, when I lived in a house and I wanted to do something, I would have to think, oh, I have to run home, I have to get a change of clothes, I have to do this, I have to do that, and I would end up just not doing as much. Now, if I want to go out, if I want to go to the gym, if I want to film a video, everything I need is right there. I have no excuse. I don't have to spend a lot of time driving back and forth to my house, and I can just do things really spur of the moment. Even a trip or something too, if I want to take off and go, everything I need is in the car, and I can just go for it. It saves me a lot of time and it makes life more productive and exciting. The sixth reason, which is along those lines, is that I always have a change of clothes, and this comes in handy more often than you'd think. I might spill something, I might end up going to a fancier event, I might go to the gym, and I know that I have everything I need in the car. I don't have to buy something or go home or just end up canceling because I don't have the right clothes on me. And that takes me to the seventh reason I prefer living in my car, which is that I actually dress better and put more effort into my appearance. I know that's a bit counterintuitive, as the stereotype for somebody living in their car is somebody who's down and out and doesn't care about their looks at all, probably smells, just wears baggy, gross clothes. But for me, it's really the opposite. I have more time to look good, and I have a little bit more money to put into my appearance. Of course, I'm happy to buy things at the thrift store, but I can buy things new as well easily, and I can, get my hair done, do things like that, and just really feel good about the way I look. I've also put a little bit more time into figuring out how to do my hair and makeup and things like that. So it's kind of the opposite of what you'd expect, but I actually look better. I'm also, as I mentioned, I don't sit around at home anymore because my home is the car. So just the fact that I'm out so much, that also encourages me to look good and not just lounge around on the couch wearing sweatpants, looking gross, not caring what I looked like because no one will see me. The 8th reason I like living in my car is actually that I have a new appreciation for the seasons. Previously, I would just sort of not like the winter, but other than that, everything would just blend together. My house was climate controlled, so I wouldn't really notice if it was a hot day, a cooler day, sunny. It was all just didn't matter to me. But now I get a sense of satisfaction in experiencing the seasons and adapting to the seasons too. And that takes me to the 9th reason, which is just a sense of satisfaction that comes with the challenge of living in my car. There's no challenge that is really burdensome, because the challenges I have experienced really just give more of a sense of satisfaction. I had to learn how to adapt to hot days by getting screens for my windows, by getting a fan, even on really hot days using ice in the car to cool things down a little bit more. In the winter, I'll have to adapt to make sure things don't freeze in the car, make sure I have enough heat, etc. And then just every challenge it's fun to think of a solution. I had to think of how I could charge my water pick, how I could make sure I didn't run out of power and charge things without the car being on. So that was an easy solution, but I did have to get a power station. And there's lots of little things like that where it's just really fun to figure out how to do things and make the lifestyle work. And the 10th reason I have here is that I like that I can sleep wherever I am. If it's late, I can pull over and sleep. I don't have to worry about driving all the way home. I don't have to get up early for a long drive somewhere because I'm already in my car. I can just go at any time. So that's super convenient. I love being able to just stop anywhere and feel like home when I go to bed. So these are 10 of the primary reasons I prefer living in my car. I really mean them. I love this lifestyle. I've had so much fun doing this, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below if you live in your car, if you have anything that you like about it that I didn't mention. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.